Hello, everyone. Welcome to Light Language Messenger, and to all of those watching on the Great Awakening Generator, very welcome here. Thank you so much for joining me. And hey, I don't think I said who I was in the last couple of videos, because I kind of assumed, I'm Rose or I'm Ananda. Yes, really having a thing at the moment about choosing what to introduce myself as because of the numerology. So if you've watched any of the previous videos, you'd know we were talking at a couple of times about numerology and how the numerology of your name makes a difference to how you live your life and all of that, right? Just going to try and get my lighting right over here, because we are in the evening now and we're doing the recording at this time. So today we're going back to our dragons. And I want to just do a bit of a recap in terms of the dragons. The book we're reading from is Dragons, Your Celestial Guardians by Diana Cooper. If you wonder why I say that every time, it's for anybody who's new here. And, what are we referencing? We're referencing this book by Diana Cooper, and we are using some of the information she's written about dragons, and we are using the guidelines to invoke our dragons for various things, right? Now, if you recall, and anybody that's new, you're very welcome here. And for the benefit of people that are new, we just want to talk about dragons very quickly and do a bit of an introduction of the dragons. So what is the dragons and their history? Dragons are wise beings of the angelic realms. They are on different wavelengths from angels, but they work together for the highest good, each performing their allotted tasks. Dragons are extremely sage, courageous, open-hearted beings who have been serving our planet from its inception. They have a great affinity with love. They have a great affinity and love with humans and for Earth. If one becomes your companion, it supports you and the bond is unbreakable. Your dragon will return to you whenever you need it. They watch over us and they guard the treasures of our world. These are the caches of wisdom held in certain crystals, rocks, and trees. The magic hidden in some caves, the songs of the mountains, or the mysteries of the natural world. They can create matter and deconstruct it. In other words, they can physically materialize and they can destroy. The angels hold the vision while the dragons manifest it. Like all beings of the angelic realms, they will do your bidding as long as it is for the highest good, but only if you ask. Right, dragons have come in different elements like fire, earth, water, air. All right, and some of them come in combinations of the elements. They don't have all four. We have all four. They don't have all four in the one dragon. Okay. You can sometimes see dragon shapes in the clouds. I've seen it a lot in the last few weeks. I want to quickly read the resume of a dragon, just one-liners. A resume of dragon history. Dragons were present at Angala, the birth of Earth, and helped with its formation. In the golden age of Petranium, the ancient civilization that seeded Africa, dragons worked with crystals to keep the portals to the stars clear so that the people could access stellar wisdom. They ensured water was in the right place for irrigation. Dragons were there in the golden age of Mu. The dragons formed the links between Earth, Sirius, Neptune, the Pleiades, and Orion. All right, I'm reading just a little bit of that because I want to go to today's topic for our dragons. Today, we are invoking the air dragons. Awesome. And I'll tell you what, Chapter 3 of this book is about the dragons at the time of Petranium, the golden age of Africa. Africa is very close to my heart, and I know to many of your hearts as well. I was born in Africa in this lifetime. Yeah, my ancestors went from India to Africa in the 1800s, when both India and Africa were, South Africa were British colonies. So yes, Africa as in South Africa, right? And so they went to work. They went on work contracts and chose to remain in South Africa than leave like others had left. All right. Now, I am very, very in love with Africa. and I do love South Africa. And I felt very much that today we could invoke the air dragons. We could have an exercise of invoking the air dragons and use it in this exercise for Africa. All right. And South Africa is mentioned in this chapter. So perhaps once I read this, you might have a better understanding of why South Africa is the way South Africa is. It is a beautiful, beautiful country. It's got Africa, in essence, Africa has got a very strong, rich energy, rich in material richness, as well as cultural richness, as in richness of passion, richness of people, richness of culture. Okay. And things are quite intense in Africa in general. And still, Africa continues to be. It's sometimes really sad because people tend to think Africa is not part of our world. Often you hear people say, oh, I've been to all over the world. Okay, so what part of Africa have you been to? Haven't been to Africa. Well, then you haven't been to all parts of the world, because Africa is Africa. Africa exists. Africa is a continent, is recognized as a continent. It is a continent that's had a very hard hit in terms of colonialism, like other places, but Africa today still continues to be in many ways the dark continent, pardon the pun. Okay. And we're dark people from Africa, a lot of us. Okay. And the richness and the darkness and the blackness of Africa is awesome. Yeah, it is. There is nothing quite like it. Go to Africa if you want to understand what I'm saying. All right. When I said the blackness, I said it in a good way. It's quite a legal term for people that come from Africa. You know, understand what I mean. Now, let's go to this. Not being racist or anything like that. I'm dark-skinned, so I cannot be racist to that. Okay? Dragons at the time of Petrenium. Now, today, friends, you will need a smoky quartz crystal. All right? I've got mine. I hope you have yours. I've got it sitting here on the desk, so mine is easy. But whilst I read, you have an opportunity to bring it closer to you. Remember also to find yourself or place yourself in a in a place where you will be quiet. It's a quiet space. You won't be disturbed. All of that, right? Just going to bring this closer to me here. Right. Let's put our dragon up on the screen first before we go to read about it, about Africa, or about the age of Petrenium. That's the dragon. I'm going to try and increase it. Look at that, baby. Isn't it awesome? It's agile. That's the air dragon, by the way. It's agile. And, you know, it's got a bit of a flary nostril, but look at the beautiful eyes. I think the eyes are pretty gentle. I think the eyes are pretty awesome. Oh, it's a blue dragon too. See all of it. See all of it. See most of it. Oh, yeah. I love this dragon. Well, can you ever say I don't love a dragon? Well, if you can, then you might have good reason. But okay, here we are. Maybe you are associating it with a fable or a story where the dragon was the bad person. Well, we have to change our minds about this, right? The second golden age on Earth was in Africa. I'm going to put musicians mode on. I always forget to do that. Pardon me, guys. Right, we're sharing the screen. The second golden age on Earth was in Africa at the time of Petrenium, the ancient civilization that seeded the African races. Africa is overseen by Afra, a seventh dimensional illumined being who is a dragon master. During the Golden Age, the entire continent of Africa covered in bright verdant vegetation, or was covered in bright verdant vegetation. The soil was rich. At the start of this Golden Age, the beings who inhabited it were etheric and seventh dimensional. They accessed minerals by merging their energy with that of the soil and then spreading the ores where they were most needed for the land. Cooperating with the dragons, the beings of Petrenium were able to move the clouds and cause rain to fall where it was required. Connection with the stars. The crystals at the time were awake and beamed light out to the stars. The dragons worked with the people of that time to ensure they were totally connected to the stars through the crystals. They also helped to keep the portals clear. It was only when this connection diminished that the frequency of the inhabitants lowered and they became physical. The food they ate and the hot climate determined the black color of their skin. They all worked on the blue ray of healing and communication. The next topic is South Africa. South Africa is the solar plexus chakra of Earth. Your personal solar plexus chakra, when it is third dimensional, absorbs the fear around you. It is only when you become fifth dimensional that your solar plexus chakra transmutes all fear and becomes a glorious, vibrant, radiant golden ball of knowledge, true self-worth and wisdom. Because Earth is the solar plexus of this universe, the fear of the universe passes through South Africa. It is this that holds the whole of Africa back. The dragons are patiently waiting to cleanse the crystals and light them up so that they reconnect with the awesome knowledge they hold from all over the universes. When this happens, South Africa will become a radiant, golden place where all the inhabitants have their true self-worth and wisdom. They will be able to illuminate the planet, access minerals without damaging the structure of the earth, control the waters and direct the clouds so that rain falls in right places. The information held within the crystals mean that Africa is one of the places that is key to the future irrigation of the planet when it will be much needed. So this book was written when in I'm trying to see published in 2018. All right, so that time is already here. The original ones, some of the original beings of Petranium, that's the original ones is the next title. Some of the original beings of Petranium remain in their etheric bodies at a seventh dimensional frequency in order to guide and help Africa. Currently, those who sense their presence are afraid of them, but as the vibration rises, people will listen to them again. Next title, Planetary Service Work. For this work, you will need to draw or print a map of Africa. If you wish to do so, color it to energize it. Now light a candle and dedicate it to the healing of Africa. Next, find a pebble or use a crystal quartz if you have one, and activate it by holding it above the flame. Ask the dragons to work with your intention of healing Africa, and place the pebble or crystal on the map. Put the map on your altar or in a safe place where you can continue to work with the crystal for a week. So I'm sorry that was a bit of a surprise, but now that you've read this, you can pause the video and put a map of Africa on the screen if you so wish. All right, so let's try and do that because we've seen the dragon. Let's try and do that. So bear with me for a minute. I will stop sharing. And let's see if we can put up a map of Africa on the screen so that you can see Africa, right? We'll just go map of Africa. I love Africa. Do you love Africa? I love Africa. I really love Africa. It's an amazing continent. So let's see if we can get one that will be okay. Let's go images of Africa. Right, I'm just going to show this. This is from geology.com. And I'm going to show a map of Africa here. Let's see if we can increase the size of the screen. Okay, I went too far. Okay. All right, for the benefit of us today, because we were not so prepared, I didn't realize that was coming up. I read this a couple of weeks ago and I forgot that I needed to do that. Sorry, guys. Right, let's do that. Don't worry about that. I'm going to try and cut that out. I'm trying to stop the adverts, okay? Stop the advertising so we don't need to see. Yeah. Right, okay. All right. Let's see if we copy that image, if we get a copy of that image, if that's better. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's go and find Word and just throw it on Word and see what happens. Please forgive me this delay. If we put it on Word, we might get a better result. Okay, let's okay. All right, friends. Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate that. I will share my screen now. I'm going to show you a picture of Africa. We'll bring the dragon back very shortly, but that's what we're seeing here on Word, okay? Right. So I hope you have your crystal ready, your smoky crystal. This visualization is to clear and light up the crystals of Africa. So if you have one, hold your crystal in your hand, right? There's a picture of Africa up there. Find a space where you can be quiet and undisturbed. I know I said that already. Now close your eyes and center yourself. Imagine golden roots going down from your feet into the earth below you. Call thousands of earth dragons to swirl through the land under Africa to clear old energies. Oh, welcome, welcome, earth dragons. Very, very important, my friends. Very important for the earth dragons to swirl through under the land of Africa to clear old energies. You know what the earth dragon looks like. You've seen it before. If you've worked with me before, if you've done it, we did it a couple of weeks ago. Send thousands of water dragons to spread the Christ light in the waters of Africa. Oh, lakatike lakatolomahi, na 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 ho maha. Ele me kicholo makitako to pahina kuro to fa yelo lulu la vela vala vala votona hey. Oh, kamaketa mahai ramahai 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 do. Ask thousands of fire dragons to burn up the third dimensional vibrations on the surface. Idemele keshakoro mahai haramakitokoro mahai. Now I know you haven't seen the water dragons and you haven't seen the fire dragons yet, but somaraketokolokotamarai, know that you can use your imagination. Oh, mahe look jolly get down guru ru mai ru vai no guru to pa hai yo to tahe. Now invoke thousands of air dragons to blow away stuck energy and inspire the people. Zilo eta malakahe olama ketsafarona hai ye lama kitoloma ka Africa rawakatavara Africa loko chama chiki chora kataite doho Invite dragons and angels to clear and cleanse the crystals. Oh, Africa, Africa. Oh, mahikuro hahe. Ejigije no 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 vakitena mahaiku. Kura mahaiku. Kura mahaiku. Oh, tsale kitsa karoma teke takoho. See the dragons lighting up those crystals and reconnecting them to the stars. Zema. Visualize the wisdom of the stars falling as the blessings into the minds of receptive people on earth. Oh, thank the dragons, friends. Thank you. Thank you, water dragons. Thank you, earth dragons. Thank you, air dragons. Thank you, fire dragons. Itsakara makoto forana katekoto totomara heichk. Ila masoko varakatana makasufra. Itsakara keto tahe. Oh, ai namahayo. Thank you, Marakasikiro Totoro Sakitara Masakirana Kuto Shalakita Farana Hai Okra. Thank you, friends. It's Corona Katatara Mahai. Thank you for your time and for your work done for Africa. Thank you for your work done for Africa and for South Africa. Dikatatata Koroma Hai Katatara Mahai. South Africa, Solar Plexus of Earth. Itakarama katarama tatarama katatatato. Ichalama kotofarana hai. Could you feel your solar plexus connecting with South Africa? Ilakaramako, and Earth is the solar plexus of the universe. Ura bakatana makatoro makatu tutututututututututututura hai. Yurukurukutuna mahaina horahim. Eje baba jeno koro hai. Eje baba jeno kara kakagero hai. Naroro hai rona hai roma hai. Sera baba hekafona hita guta hai. Thank you, everyone, for joining me, for doing this work, for our planet, for our Africa, for our South Africa, and inadvertently, for every one of our solar plexus chakra. Namaste.